Most cold email agencies will tell you that they know exactly what they're doing, but the truth is most of them are probably setting you up for failure. I know this because I run Danish LeadCo, where we've worked with more than 80 B2B businesses, sending more than 1 million cold emails and generating more than $20 million in revenue for our clients. So we've audited dozens of cold email setups, and the number of people that actually get it right, well, it's shockingly low. So why does this even matter? Well, if you choose the wrong agency or the wrong setup, basically you'll end up tanking your email deliverability and your domain, and basically kill your entire setup before you even start. So in this video, I'll give you a simple, no bullshit framework to actually figure out who are the agencies that are legit and know what they're doing, and who are the agencies that have no idea what they're doing and will set you up for failure, wasting your time and money. So let's do a step-by-step breakdown of what you need to look for. The first thing to look for is email infrastructure. And the most common mistake that we see here is that agencies rush the setup and don't properly warm up the inboxes. So what you need to look for is, are they using multiple email providers, or are they just one, so setting everything up on just one provider? Are they using proper setups or only cheap SMTP providers or resellers? And do they warm up inboxes for at least 2 weeks before launching? If not, then you should honestly expect to land in spam. So the stat that we've seen here is that these cheap setups, they can work, but they typically collapse within 60 days. Inboxes that are warmed up for less than 2 weeks see 35% fewer replies initially, so within these first 2 weeks, and then 50 to 80% lower replies after 60 days. So do the 2-week warm up. So the key takeaway here is that if an agency tells you that they can launch in 3 to 5 days, then they're skipping critical steps and they're setting you up for failure. The second step is lead sourcing and validation. So are they actually sending to the right people here? And the most common mistake that we see is using outdated lists or not actually verifying the emails that you're sending out to, which will lead to high bounce rates and overall poor results. So what you need to look for, are they validating emails with tools like Million Verifier, Never Bounce, Bouncer, etc.? Do they use Apollo.io, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, or other high quality data sources? And are they segmenting leads properly so that they're not just blasting one generic list, but they're actually reaching out to specific titles with specific messaging or specific industries with specific messaging, so that they're able to actually match and segment and make it relevant. So to give you an example, one of our clients came to us after having never validated their emails, and basically the bounce rates were through the roof, over 15%, and that obviously tanked the entire domain reputation, meaning that they didn't get any results with cold email. So we built a new list and we probably validated the emails on the list, and then we set up completely new email accounts. So reply rates tripled within 2 weeks of launching the first campaigns. So the takeaway here is that if an agency can't explain how they source or verify their leads, then they're guessing and not strategizing. So the third thing to look at is copywriting and messaging. And the most common mistake that we see here is over relying on AI. So what you need to look for is, like, does their writing actually sound human and natural, or does it sound like something pulled straight out of ChatGPT? Are they keeping emails short and direct? Like, any emails under 100 words typically perform better. Are they avoiding spam triggers like links, emojis, and excessive formatting, basically any HTML, which will increase the likelihood of your email landing in spam? From all of the tests that we've ran, cold emails under 85 words with a single CTA converts 60% better than any long form emails that are, overly detailed or explain everything about your business. So the takeaway here, if their emails sound generic, expect generic results. The fourth thing to look at is the sending strategy. So the common mistake that we see here is basically sending too many emails per inbox. So what you need to look for here is, are they setting up multiple inboxes instead of just overloading a few? Do they limit emails per inbox to 30 to 40 max? And this is with properly set up emails. So that means Google or Microsoft emails, so Google or Outlook. Do they keep sending warm-up emails after they've also launched the campaign emails? So to give you an example, one of our clients was sending over 100 emails per inbox per day, And it didn't take more than like a month for the entire campaign to collapse due to domain blacklisting. So the takeaway here is the more accounts that you set up, the better your deliverability is likely going to be, and the longer they're going to last. So the cheaper the accounts that you're setting up, the more accounts you should set up, and the less you should send per account. So to recap what we've just talked about, at the end of the day, cold email is a long-term game, and the agencies that succeed focus on consistency and not just quick fixes. So if you're hiring someone, I would recommend using this checklist to make sure that they actually know what they're doing. So are they using proper infrastructure, and do they actually warm up their emails properly? Are they using high quality validated lead lists? Do they have like human, well-written messaging? And do they have a proper sending strategy? So I'll be breaking down each of these in more detail in upcoming videos. So if you want insider strategies on what actually works, make sure to give a subscribe and drop any questions you may have in the comments.